Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Friday. We're back in the Blackguard again. We are 54% of our way towards 72. And we have a weekend scenario. I think it's this one. Garden of Deadly Delights. Garden of Moor. Garden of Moor. There we go. Sure, this'll be fun. Won't it all be filled with pre-mates? But we'll battle through. We'll see how it goes. I am on the wine tonight, so not even the Blackguard's tankiness may be able to save me. But stranger things have happened. Maybe everything will go right. Those roses are the same color as my wine. I have never done this scenario before, so I've got absolutely no idea what I'm supposed to do. Yep, Duke Herd is here. I'll give this guy a guard. What's this? A relic. Where the hell am I being attacked from? I have no idea where these people are. Why on earth would you knock him away? Defend the vampires. What vampires? Oh, that vampire. I'm still none the wiser as to what we're doing. These guys are getting absolutely dominated. I think I'm in with a pre-made this time. Or maybe that's just the power of multiple choppers. Who knows? 9k is a good start to the night. Hey, I even got a kill. Look at that. Magical. It's a lot of witch hunters. We didn't have a healer was what let them down. Garden of Moor. I don't think they're all going to go like that tonight. So I'm going to bask in that glory while I can. With a glass of wine. Yes. Tastes like alcohol. Oh, here we go again. It's going to be one of these nights. Everybody is leaving the group. I'm going to join these guys. Hello, these guys. I'm going for a healer. Maybe they'll not even notice. Where is this guy going? Why is he locked on a bloody knight? Not him. Now we're going after the melee. off did he go? Now where's he going? Oh, there. Apparently I've encountered a vampire. Where's Buffy when you need her? Always make a healer run. Healers are at their least effective when they're having to move. Ooh, 16,500. Is it just by killing the vampire you win? I assume it must be. Like, it was a fairly even scenario kill-wise. Little old me with the protection. What's that us up to? 63. So what, we've done nearly 10%? I think that means we've done nearly 10% so far. That's pretty quick. I wonder, is this going to be one of the weekend scenarios that's really good for your renown? I was never getting away from that keep in time. Leave and join this one. Numerex. Biddy. Still none the wiser what we need to do, but sure. There seems to be a bauble or something you pick up, which allows you to attack the vampires. Where is the marauder? There he is. Well, I tried to protect him, but I could not. Meanwhile, their healer's just standing over there, heal spamming. Like, so's ours, but, you know. This is such a weird scenario. Where is... He's over there. Oh, they're finally going for the room priest. Whee! We've only got 3 kills, apparently. Ah. Where on earth is everybody? 3.5 for a loss isn't bad. Question is, who on our team kept dying? The doc died. None of that adds up to 22, though. Oh god, everybody's after me now. I think there was enough of them. What? The shimmy shammy. Oh, it keeps under attack, apparently. Is it? Oh, apparently it is. Who knew? It's weird that it keeps under attack when they've got more people than us. Unless it's not under attack. And that's why they've got more people than us. Because I'm not seeing that number change. $13.16, they're war crests. There's Destro roaming. Are they roaming from something? Order. I didn't have the healer. It'd be a different story. I am quite literally amazed he managed to get that through all my defences. Fox Seal laughs out loud, Zell. Okay. Is he the one who staggered me? Does it even show who staggered you? Oh, it was him. That's probably why he's laughing. That he managed to do it. Oh, crikey. That's why it's not popping. I keyed for the wrong thing. Oops. I was wondering why all of a sudden it just dropped off. How am I doing in the ORVR? Oh, we're nearly at Pip 2. Nope. I've already got Pip 1 on that. Killed vampire cats in the garden. I've only killed 2. No, I've killed more than 2, surely.
Good hunting.
Don't know what to do with my mastery trees, to be fair. Need to send those to the sort. It's too bad there's no mailboxes and keeps. Hey! These are popping at least. Looks like I'm guarding a dock. Well, against... Don't really know any of them, in fairness. Oh, Witch Hunter just melted. Kill the vampires. Boy, what a wonderful name. That was quick. Let's go again. Garden more. 66. What are we doing here? Ooh. Kill vampire counts in the Garden of More. Why is it only at 3? Maybe it only counts for your guy Constantine. Maybe he's the only one. That's the only thing I can think of. Because I've definitely killed him 3 times. So the other vampires mustn't count. Pun intended. wonder. That was a delayed hit. I was wondering why he ran away. Didn't actually realize these guys were behind me. Close the way. So there's some orderlies here. Hey, Chi. Nice things, bud. No, nobody down here. Flappity flappity. Do, do. Where's our people in Cadron Valley? I went to work camp. Region chat's always funny. Well, getting the de-rust of running the Exterminatus mode of Space Marine underway with differing results. How you find it? I haven't played Space Marine in about 6-7 months probably. It's been a while. I'm always better at games like that on a console with the controller. Always feel like my keyboard skills aren't quite up to it. Well, this time they've got a load of healers, so they might put up a fight. Have we only really got a party? No, we've got 2. It's just we've got 3 healers in this one. Well, you can hook up a controller. Most controllers work on the PC. I could, but it's just not the same. That's the thing. I was saying this to someone the other day. I can't remember for the life of me who it was. I actually prefer Diablo on a console to a PC, even though I played on the PC first. Simply for the fact that moving around with a controller all the time is an awful lot easier than having to click constantly with the mouse. How's that for first world problems? The shame. Where is my chippy chopper? It's over here. To each their own. Yeah. I don't know, I'm weird like that with certain games. It's to say, many people will say I'm crazy for being a clicker in an MMO. If you ever decide to give Space Marine a go, let me know. We can purge some orcs or guardsmen. Yeah, dude. I'm always willing to play a wee 40k game every now and again. I'm looking forward to the new one. I'm just hoping that they don't mess it up. Keep expectations low, just not to get disappointed too much. Yeah. To be honest, that's how I work with most games these days. I heard a rumor, it was about a month or so ago maybe, that the multiplayer in it was only going to be like 6 versus 6 or something like that. Or 4 versus 4. It was like a really low amount. I was quite surprised. Oh, crikey, I pressed the wrong thing. That was my bad. Sorry, orc. Please mess up the multiplayer. That's where I spend 99% of my time. Yeah. That's the like it always baffles me when companies don't realize that if you put a decent multiplayer into a game like that, it basically lasts forever on its own. And if you're ever wanting to make money out of it, like, that's how you do it. Like, it's the same. I don't know if you've ever played Battlefield Gothic Armada 2. It's fantastic strategy game, let down by the fact that you can't play a skirmish mode in it. So you have to go through the game's matchmaking every time you want to play something that's not a campaign. And I cannot for the life of me understand why. I was so disappointed when I got it. I've been very tempted of late actually to pick up an old copy of the tabletop game of Battlefield Gothic from eBay. Because I've always wanted it, and I've just never ever got it. I just love the idea of like space combat in 40k. There's something just so fun about it. Don't split the player base with map packs. Yeah. That was the thing I was so surprised about when EA released what do you call it? Red Alert. The remastered version. Like, it had like all of the map creation stuff and all within it. Like, they didn't take any of that out. A white Lyle once away, what a shocker. Funny enough, I was thinking the same thing myself. The only point he actually turned to fight was when he got to those healers and he started getting the AoE heals. Got him. Oh, when the rune priests are 10,000 times more tanky than a tank. Yeah. It's where I find that even with my Zealot. My Zealot feels more tanky than my Blackguard at times. I just hate fighting rune priests. Do you know what? I wouldn't have said that they had more kills than us. Because it felt like we've been killing them more. Maybe we've just got someone who's dying over and over and over again. We couldn't run away that time. Where are we going, Blob? Wasn't the ability rework hitting it? I have no idea, dude. I don't think they've ever said. I think it's just always been a case of, oh, it'll be done when it's done kind of thing. Per blob. Somehow I have a date in early March in mind. Oh well. Yeah, I like it can't be months away if they've had people in doing like testing on it. So my assumption is soon, but like I don't know for sure. Ooh, nearly 20,000 renown for that one. The Choppers were certainly enjoying it, as were the White Lions. Watch out, he's bolstered. He should watch out. I have throwing daggers. Nearly.
What is it, boss?
Oh, I don't even have my potions. Ooh, 73% now. We're flying along tonight. Garden of Moor is doing wonders. We need to kill one more vampire count. And win it twice more. And then the other two will get done themselves. So if we can do the difficult ones tonight, that's half the battle. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to Inevitable City. I want to see what the costs are for everything. And I need to pick up my rewards. You have received a survey. How experienced are you with Return of Reckoning? Moderately. How would you rate your overall enjoyment of Return of Reckoning? Good. How would you rate your overall enjoyment of the Night of Murder event? Average. Sure. Which faction did you play the city? Destruction? It was good. How would you rate the overall difficulty? Just about right. How would you rate the quality of the non-mount rewards? I can't remember what they were. Do I have any other thoughts? I'll just do that. I can't think of any other thoughts off the top of my head. Less pre-mades in the scenario? I don't know. Oh, this one's already underway. And we're losing horribly. Somehow losing horribly. And yet there's only been... Where on earth is all of destruction? They're all over here, apparently. Why are they... Why are they all over here? And... I'm so confused. Like, are they all hiding because it's a pre-made? I've... Ah, I've challenged them all. I got 997 rank. Go to me. That's easily done this weekend. Off to sleep. Me peeing my way to my bed. No worries, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you can get a good night's sleep. Meep meep. Chewie's got wonderful sound clips on his channel. Anytime I go into it, I just have to use Meep Meep from the Roadrunner. Because why not? Like, doesn't everybody want to Meep Meep? I know I do. I probably should have sent that stuff to my sword while it was down by the post box. I'll do it on the way back. I think it's this guy is the sovereign one. So the dearest piece is going to be the chest piece at 1900. It's also going to be the last piece I can wear. So realistically, that, and then those two are going to be the first four. So I don't really know whether I should start doing it, because like I'm still, what, 3.5 levels away. Yeah, no, let's size things, bud. I don't know whether to buy the expensive stuff and work my way backwards, or just start buying the stuff I can wear first now and work my way up. Really not sure. Because I'm nearly at the point where I could buy these two. Now, the interesting thing about it was, if I was going Warlord, I could buy most of Warlord already. Because I can buy all of that. And then I would have, I think it's, is it that and that's unlocking next? Yeah. But I don't really, like, the only thing in Warlord that actually has me interested is the on being hit 10% chance to detaunt your target. Which seems overpowered for a tank, but then it is, like, at a high point on an offensive set, so... Eh. I really wish that had the defensive proc on it that the one from Battle Rock Burrows has. Unfortunately, it does not. So, we're nearly at our second bit for that. And we're nearly at our second bit for that. So hopefully we can get both. And soon. Garden no more. Not a meatball. There's a Warlord Blackguard. I think the only class that I want to get Warlord on is my Zealot. Because I don't want it on the Magus. I don't want it on the Marauder. I don't want it on the Blackguard. In fairness, I have no idea what it's like in the Witch Elf, so I might want it on the Witch Elf. Oh, dearie me. Excuse me for yawning. The Sork is miles away from even thinking about any of those sorts of things. Although, in fairness, most of my characters are. That order push fell apart quite quickly. I was left to die. How are we doing on the actual... It's fairly neck and neck in terms of kills. Where... Come here, little shadow warrior. Gotcha. $6,700. Wow. It's funny you get 6,700 for a loss every time. I make life so much more entertaining. So, order is siege in KV. So, I say we go back to KV. Hopefully we can get something out of the AO that's there. Ideally, I want to try and maximize my renown gain tonight because I would quite like to hit 72 tomorrow. And we're at 75 at the minute, so it's not outside the realms of possibility. Let's head to Dahlgren's. It's probably infested with witch hunters, but we'll go that way anyway. Fractured worn or viscous demon vine. I assume you get it from demon vines. I don't really know. I don't know anything about where you get the different things from butchering. I know there's a Google Doc somewhere because I looked at it once. I was off looking for, I forget what it was. Was it bats? So I could get zoic cores. I haven't done butchering in ages. I really need to get on top of it to get my apothecary side of things going. That's the problem. It's so difficult to spend any amount of time doing the different crafting skills. Because basically the time that you see me online streaming is pretty much the time I have to play the game. I'll usually eke out 20 minutes here or there after a stream. Every now and again, I'll sort of fall into like an hour or something like that. And even then, I'm usually just twiddling my thumbs doing something completely different. Interesting. That is a lot of order. There we go. Checking the old chair there. I thought, I don't know if you have it. Like I sit in an office chair, and like every now and again, the wee catch that keeps the chair upright unsets itself. So I'll just randomly lean back, and then it's like I'm about to fall over. Very comical if you can see it. Not comical for me because I usually send stuff flying around me. But the annoying thing about the chair is there's just enough give in it where it gets to that point and you're thinking to yourself, is it released? Am I going to fall over? Or is it just going back enough that I can recline? And yeah, I was just checking it there because I did it one of the nights. It was just, I'd literally finished the stream and I went to sort of sit back in the chair and nearly went head over heels. Just simply because the damn thing decided it was going to unset itself. And that might be a me problem, but I get the sneaky suspicion it is not a me problem, and it is an everyone in the world problem. Do we not have a healer? No, we don't. I was going to say I am dropping like a fly. Genesis remnant of the everlasting. Like, is he asking, is it good or what? Yeah, he's give up. Defend the vampires. Well, I give it a go. Hmm, 997 again. Look at me dying 3 times. I think that's the most I've died in a scenario in a while. Ah, didn't send me back to the... Do that. Work camp. Well, looks like we're heading back to Thunder Mountain. Typical Zergy order. Nearly called them Zorgy Erder. I've had too much wine. Let's see what we get. 97 armor bonus. I have no idea if that's good or bad. All these ones standing around the work camp. How many's taking this, I wonder? Yeah, a couple. Ah, here comes the Zerg. This is how many order it requires to kill me. Oh, bigger than I is. That's a very bright Magus mount. Like, I absolutely detest the design of that. Like, I just don't like this duck-billed platypus nonsense at the front of it. I remember being so disappointed when I first seen it. $128 Jesus. I was expecting slightly more than that. I have no idea why I was expecting slightly more than that, but I was expecting slightly more. Prague, I suppose. Hey, Garden Moor. Well, well, the man with the spiky hat is back in action. Out to eat some stunties, eh? Sounds about right. Uh, hopefully you're having a good day, Pocknock. If anything, the renown tonight has been decent. I think that's about the main positive I can say. This looks like it's going to be horrendous. What's that? 5, 6 healers? Ugh. 6 healers and guarded slayers. I'm on the west coast of the US, so it's just quarter to 2 yet. Ah! It is currently a quarter to 10 here at the minute. And I am about halfway through a lovely bottle of red wine. Yes, you're from the future. I am indeed. It's quite funny, we discovered that actually in work. One of the days we were doing a release and everybody was on Teams and the guy was shared a screen. He happened to open the clock and I was sitting looking at it and it opened my clock and he was like 8 seconds ahead of me in the future, which then started a whole thing of everybody then started checking their clock in comparison to what his was, and everybody was on a completely different time, yet we're all in the same area. The wonders of time delay and everything else. Hey. Okay, so your problem there was that you didn't yeet any of the stunties. Yeah. This is the problem with this scenario, is that there's nowhere you can really knock somebody to. Like, I did knock back a healer off here, one of the ones, so he had like a bit of a walk around to do. That was about the height of it. We have to get the thing, can't do the objectives without it. Yeah, you do, but you're never getting anywhere near the thing, is the problem. Try and actually group up with some of my destruction friends. There's somebody wearing Slanesh pink. That's a new one. Does that make him a pink guard? They're all running away. Ah, it's Blob again. Blob was in one of the ones earlier. Destruction's randomly got a ram up in Prague. Did they not see that they were horribly outnumbered in Cadron Valley? Some games are just blow-ups. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we've had a couple tonight. Like, the very first scenario I did, we were all over ordered like a rash. The next couple were kind of close, but we won them because we were able to do the objectives. And the last couple have all just been very order heavy. So, not really sure what to make of it at the minute, but that's about par for the course for the weekend scenarios. Hey, we've got to our second point. I appreciate that you described Destro as being like a rash. Sigmar is the cure. Warrior Priest life. I mean, it would make more sense if it was a Nurgle-themed Chaos Army, but Tzeentch works in mysterious ways. There's apparently a ram, but I don't see one on the map. Oh, there's all of order. It's tier 1 like at the minute. Destro dominated by the looks of things. Gonna go to Thunder Mountain. See if I can make some use of that AAO. Thought I'd signed up for Discordant again by accident. Don't know what it is, but every time I see that fire streaking down like that, it just reminds me of the Empire Strikes Back with the asteroids and the probe droid in the opening bit. Gardenmore. Let's see what we get this time. All of the blackguards. All of the tanks. Versus 4 healers, 4 DPS, 5 DPS, 3 tanks. Wow. No. Yeah. 5 DPS. 5 DPS, 3 tanks, 4 healers. It's a good bet the Empire knows we're here. I'm gonna check out an asteroid that hit the ground near here. Won't take long. Or was it a meteor that hit the ground near here? Might have been a meteor that hit the ground near here. I don't know, I need to rewatch Empire Strikes Back. I haven't watched it in a while. Bye. We do have healers. We have a couple of healers. I always loved that first reveal of the Imperial fleet in Empire Strikes Back. Such a great shot. The weird thing about it is everybody calls the Super Star Destroyer the Executor, and I always called it the Executor. And it's effectively the same spelling for both pronunciations, but I always thought it was called the Executor because it was Vader's flagship, and he executed people. But everybody always seems to call it the Executor. I have no idea why. It just makes it sound like a businessman's yacht. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I've never understood it. Like every time I've seen it come up in a video, it's always like people calling it the Executor, and I'm like, is it not supposed to be Executor? Like I've always loved the ship. The Super Star Destroyer is probably my most favorite thing out of Star Wars. I have the Star Wars Armada model of it actually sitting up to my left hand side. It used to sit at my coffee table for the longest time. I just I love the look of the Super Star Destroyer. Such a wonderfully designed ship. They're putting the emphasis in the wrong syllable. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I've never understood it, and it's one of those things where it's like, I just always assumed that I'd been pronouncing it wrong because there were so many people were calling it executor. It just, it's always bugged me because in my head it's always been executor, or not executor, executor. But yeah, it's so weird. Like, especially when you consider it, like, the only other Star Destroyers that we know the name of is Vader's one from Rogue One and A New Hope, which is called Devastator. The Star Destroyer Avenger in Empire Strikes Back. I don't think we ever get told the name of another Star Destroyer off the top of my head. So it's like Executor fits the bill of how the Empire names its ships. But yeah, it's just there's so many people seem to call it Executor. And like I can't understand it. Clipped. One of my favorite ship names is a Royal Navy ship from the American Revolution, the HMS Inflexible. That was probably made out of wood, so it was probably quite flexible. A giant angry incarnation of the answer? No. It's the weirdest thing. Like, I know very little about the American Revolution, other than what you learn in the film National Treasure. Because it's not really something you ever get taught about over here. Well, you see, this is the thing. This is Northern Ireland, so like we we get a lot of stuff that's quite Americanized. So most of our stuff's all around the Irish potato famine and Oliver Cromwell, uh, the War of the Roses, the Tudors and Stuarts, and uh, then World War One and Two and the Cold War. Like the American Revolution doesn't really ever feature. Meanwhile, US citizens are like Cromwell, hey, yeah. The one thing that I always think about whenever it comes to the American Revolution is the Boston Tea Party and how America made the world's biggest cup of tea. I can summarize that entire section of history. The Americans were lucky the fight was on land. To be fair, it's another example of a long history of if you're fighting to defend your own land, you generally win. The one downside in American history is it didn't work out that way for the Native Americans. But usually, if you're fighting to defend your own land, you win. Usually. Not always. Yeah, the First Nation peoples here did not have a good time with things. No. That's the thing. It's like, it's a real shame because their culture seemed so interesting. It was one of the things actually I really liked. There was a new Predator film called Prey, and it was based on Native Americans. Um, and one of the nice things that I liked about it was all of the actors who were playing the Native Americans were Native American, and they actually had a Native American um, version of the story, which was pretty cool. Ooh, we're at 77. Oh, and we're at Pip 2 and everything as well. Nice, nice, nice. Well, anyway, hellos to Northern Ireland from Oakland, California. And hello back. You've probably got much nicer weather than we do at the minute. Um, we had a blizzard yesterday, and today it was one of those traditional Northern Irish days where if you looked outside and didn't know any better, you would swear it was the middle of summer, but it was actually freezing cold outside. We had some rain, but we've had a few dry years, so we're all very happy about rain. Yeah, we on the other hand get nothing but rain. Um, Rain is our mainstay. If we get a day where we don't have rain, it's like, wow, what a wonderful day. There's no water falling from the sky. The other funny thing about it is Northern Ireland is a very small country. So I I vaguely remember looking at this before. It's about 140 or 150 miles across, and most countries, America especially, just due to the scale of it, 140 miles seems like nothing. My girlfriend and I, we were up um, at the north coast last year, um, and we were up at one of the Game of Thrones filming locations. And there was an American family there who very politely offered to take our picture for us. And we were standing chatting to them, and they were like, "Yeah, we're staying down in Dublin, and we just drove up for the day." And we're like, "We're on a day out. We live like 20 miles down the road." I think I've seen traditional Irish garments that are made out of like 20 yards of wool fabric. So if you have to go outside, you can stay warm until the water soaks through all those layers of wool. In fairness, um, we we don't really wear much wool. Like, we're kind of similar to Scotland in the sense that we have like traditional woolen mills, and we produce like a lot of woolen stuff. But unless you play golf or are a 60-year-old woman, you're probably not wearing a lot of wool. Um, we are very much in a traditional mindset of jeans, hoodies, t-shirts, that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean the old garments. Ah, yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like back in the day, um, like we're a weird country in the sense that we're quite small. We like strictly speaking, we shouldn't be a country because we don't really have the self-sustaining facilities that a country should have. Um, like we get a proportion of our energy from Scotland and the south of Ireland. Um, we don't really produce anything. Um, we're kind of we're kind of a weird state because we are just effectively a piece of the whole of Ireland that's spawned off into the UK. That being said, we do excel in other areas. So like we're kind of a we're a hotbed in terms of the UK and Ireland for that extent of tech companies. So there's an awful lot of tech companies here. And we have a very rapidly expanding film industry. So it all really kicked off with Game of Thrones, but we did a couple of different films and things like that beforehand. And now it just seems to be building from strength to strength. Every film or TV show seems to do something here, probably because it's so cheap. So it's really weird in that sense. Like we've got industries that are really heavily represented, but we don't actually produce anything. Um, Donegal tweed is arguably better than Harris tweed. I have opinions about tweed. Are you secretly a librarian? Librarians love tweed. No, but if someone confused me for a librarian, I would be flattered, I guess. Well, at least you'd be flattered. One of those dorks who kind of romanticizes the profession of librarian. I don't know. I don't really romanticize any profession outside of like the likes of the emergency services or something like that. Um, most professions I just see the like a means to an end, but like I have a special degree of respect and pride for people who put themselves at risk to help other people. Um, like it, it's a very noble thing, and like especially like over here in the UK of late, like there's been a lot of strikes and walkouts and things by um, nurses and doctors and stuff like that. And like, I'm of the opinion I'd pay them whatever they want. Like, realistically, I would pay them whatever they want because they do a job that is at times horrendous and in horrendous conditions, and they do it selflessly. And at your lowest moment, you always rely on them to save your very life or save the life of someone you love. And like, I, I don't know. I just can't understand how anybody could turn around to them and say, no, we don't think you deserve a pay rise of 10% while inflation's at like 15. It's just so strange. But that's me getting political. I don't want to be political. If I was running a civilization simulator and I had to skimp on spending somewhere, yeah, I don't think I'd be skimping on medical professionals myself. And I suppose it always comes down to one of those things, like the bean counters have to find the money somewhere, but realistically speaking, I don't think I'd be finding it in healthcare. I'd skimp everywhere, all money for me. I mean, that's usually the downfall of communism. Um, that's the reason communism doesn't work as a philosophy. Is it relies on a person to be selfless, um, which is why, realistically speaking, if communism as an ideal was ever to work, you need it to be controlled by like an AI, and an AI that was completely impartial. But the biggest problem in the world is the people who want to be in positions of power, regardless of creed or ideology, those are not the people that you want to be in a position of power. I always say to people, the person that you want in a position of authority and power is the person who doesn't want it. Because if somebody wants it, they want it for a nefarious means. And even if they want it for the truest, most just reason that they can think of, that'll warp them something shocking into something that they won't even realize. There is communism, though, for the rich. Yeah, that's the thing. If you're rich, you can get anything you want. The rules don't apply. That's arguably one of the best things about George Washington, speaking of that bit of history. People wanted to crown him king and he declined after he'd been president twice. He said, "That's enough, it's time to pass it on." Yeah, that's very admirable. And a lot of that comes through the constitution that you have in the US. Like, just the line, "We the people." Like, that in itself, that's the ideal. We the people. I'm not saying the American Constitution is perfect, it's far from it, but we the people is a starting ideal. That's something I can get behind. We the people is very different from we the crown. Yeah? We the people in itself has a delightful quality to it, which basically suggests that everybody is equal, regardless of gender, race, or creed. Which is the way it should be. But I've just always liked that part. Anytime it ever gets read out, it goes back to even what I was saying before about the film National Treasure. When Nicolas Cage is saying the line, "We the people," it's just like, yeah, I can get on board with "We the people." I could ask about Wilde if you prefer. How do you feel about Tolkien? I know he wasn't Irish. There's some stuff in the Declaration of Independence that makes his writers look like fascists. Well, like, the problem with it is, we look at things today with the eyes of modern people, and we judge it by modern standards. At the time, like, the Declaration of Independence was very forward thinking. Now, the one downside that history has around it is Nazi Germany was effectively based off American democracy. They looked at it and they said, "That's what we want, but we want to take it further." Um, and again, that comes to the point of view of anything can be perverted for a reason that somebody who's power mad wants to. Democracy in itself can be perverted if the person using it doesn't have the right intentions. And the problem that we have as a race is, like, we naturally crave power. We naturally crave dominance over everything else. So we're never really going to be able to create a concept that can't be changed into something that future generations will look at and go, that's not quite right. The problem with it is, like, we live in a time where everybody wants to believe that their own opinion is fact. And if something goes against their own opinion, then, oh, it's terrible. And like you see it even now, it's like people sort of look at anything that's been produced, even as recently as like the last 20 years, and say, "Oh, you can't have that. That's shocking in comparison to how we think now." And it's like, well, yeah, or you could look at it as a product of its time, and you could say that's how people were back then. Look how far we've come. Look how enlightened we've become, or look how far we've fallen. Like, I've never understood the need for people to try and change the past to make it seem rosier. Like, it just seems bizarre. Um, like, if you go back far enough, everybody was basically killing each other with sticks and stones. Like, you know. And at some point or other, every country in the world has been in the wrong. Like, I don't think there's anybody who's squeaky clean. I don't know. It's just it's the age-old thing. History's written by the victors, and the modern viewpoint and things tends to warp how anything's ever displayed. I don't think it's good to not judge the past against today's standards. Those past standards are literally killing the entire planet. True. Like, the problem with it is, these days we have a tendency to judge the past as if it was happening right now. And we have to remember that in the past, we didn't have the information that we have now on a lot of things. Like, there was a point everybody thought the world was flat. That the Earth rotated around the sun. You know, you can look at a lot of different things that have been the perceived norm and ridicule them by today's standards. Like, for the longest time, everybody thought the Earth was flat. We know now for a fact that it's not. But for the people at the time, the idea that the Earth was flat is as, like, intrinsic an idea as water is wet, fire is hot, you know, things like that. So it's very easy to look at something and go, oh, well, you know, clearly they were idiots, or they were murderers, or they were like evil people for believing this. But you have to remember, at one point modern medicine was, you have an evil spirit in your head, that's why you've got a sore head, so we're going to cut a hole in your head and release the spirit. And that was seen as the epitome of science. So, you know, I always think these things should be taken with a pinch of salt. You should look at it through the lens of how everything was perceived at that time. Especially considering America invaded a peaceful democratic nation that main societal goal was to protect nature. There was a point where the Iroquois Confederacy was considered the Rome of the New World, and the Americans decided they needed it all to die. Well, you know, like, you could say the same thing about most cultures. Like, nobody is squeaky clean. As I was saying before. Like, I certainly can't think of anybody who's squeaky clean anyway off the top of my head. The problem that America has in a lot of these things is they are seen pretty much through the lens that they've created for themselves, which is land of the free, home of the brave. So anything that they do that is bad always seems worse And also, it's because they're such a young nation, a lot of it is more readily recorded and therefore available than what most other countries have done, where it's basically stuck in a dusty tome somewhere. I just told you who was squeaky clean. The Iroquois. They're still alive. Still in jail after all this time. Okay. I've never heard of them before. But I'll take your word on it. Um, where are we? Let's see if I can go out and have a look at this. BO 78%. Flying. There's a great video on them on YouTube. You may be familiar with the name Hiawatha, the Native American folklore. He was just the guy who united like 7 American nations 250 years before the West showed up. Or them like a Native American tribe. And you shouldn't describe them as Rome of the New World because the Romans were a pretty murderous empire. Yeah, the Romans like to borrow a lot of things. It's the main thing about their history. My favourite thing about the Romans is there's a street in England and it's still the old Roman paving. And I think it's a few hundred yards away from it is like a more modern road that's filled with potholes. And someone took a picture of them. It was basically like, um, modern England hasn't evolved much. Roman road created X hundred years ago, perfectly fine. DOE road created 20 years ago, filled with holes. I mean, a person from 1760 described them as that, not me, and they definitely weren't trying to describe them as murderers. Yeah, I'll have a look at them and say I always like reading up about historical cultures. Ooh, look at all the fancies in here. Delicious. There's one. Two. And three. This could be a fight that lasts forever. because I think we're both defensive spec. I literally don't think we're doing anything to each other. Yep. None of us are ever going to die. Ooh, what's this? Rune of Earth. Guess that's for a quest or something. Dowie will always win a stubborn fight. The thing is, I'm just waiting for him to leave. Oh, he's left. The stubborn Dowie got his flag. The deceitful and mischievous Dark Elf stole it. Yeah, we've got a decent number of war crests at least tonight. Oh, wrong one. This one. Got ourselves to pip 2 on the weekly renown and the scenario, so flying along. Lore appropriate, yeah. That's what I aim for with these streams. Make it lore appropriate. Seems like after Order took Cadron Valley, all their people just disappeared. If you can't find a warband to join, make one. Or run around solo like me. Get our bits and pieces. You again.
Haven't you got fighting to do?
And get our Genesis crests. So I'm building these up because I'm tempted to buy the Genesis glaive. But it's going to take a while because I think it's 30 crests to buy the Genesis glaive, something like that. We're up to 1414 in our war crests, so that's going in the right direction. Is the glaive a two-hander? Yeah. Because one of the things that I'm thinking about doing is trying out a two-hander spec again at some point, because I want to play with my mastery trees a bit over the next couple of levels, just to sort of see what I can spec into and change around a bit. I'm actually tempted to change around my renown mastery and keep my career mastery and sword and shield the way it is at the minute to see what I can unlock with that, but that's a thing for another day, I think. I like warrior priest, but playing the tank classes with a two-hander are a lot of fun. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you can have a lot of fun playing any of the classes any which way you choose. It all just comes down to how you find the fun with it. Like this guy, I find fun in just not dying very easily and knockbacking people everywhere. But likewise, I enjoyed it when I played the... Oh god, what's it called? The Malice spec that I had for a while with like the wounds debuff and the auto attack increase and stuff. It's really just where you find the fun in the class and in the game. But yeah, I'm going to call it a night there, guys. I don't know whether it's the wine or whether it's just been the long week, but I am absolutely knackered. So I am going to go and put my feet up for a bit. Thank you all so very much for coming along and watching. Thanks for all the chat. It was good to chat philosophy and ancient history with you guys, and I always appreciate alternative viewpoints and things. So it was good to have them. It was good to have a good discussion on it. Hopefully everybody enjoyed getting to see the weekend scenario as well. But yeah, I'm going to be back here tomorrow afternoon probably. If not tomorrow afternoon, definitely tomorrow night, but I'll probably do an afternoon stream tomorrow. And you're all very welcome to pop along. I'm going to have a wee look here and see if there's anybody else streaming. Oh, we can do a wee raid. Zerusio's streaming. Happy days. I'll fire over to Zerusio. Because he's a good friend of the channel. But thank you all very much for coming along and watching. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you all have a nice day tomorrow. And hopefully I'll see you back here again tomorrow. But until then, take care, all the best, and good night. See ya. Bye.